Welcome back to Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Hi everyone, welcome back. So, I am on today to share with the viewers, you all, and to do a quick review of these art supplies that I picked up from the Dollar General. They are very budget friendly, and for those of you who are new to maybe mixed media or watercolor or painting, perhaps this might be of assistance or help for you. I believe that this pack of watercolor pencils was around, I don't know, $2.99 or $3.99, and the same went for the paint sticks. This comes with 8 in a pack, and this comes with 5. The colors are very vibrant, I will say. So, you know, you have to have your own ideals in mind when you pull these out. But nevertheless, what I did was I just cut out, I stamped out, I should say, on white cardstock and watercolor paper some images, just so we can have an idea of how both of them work. So I've actually used the watercolor pencils. Let's see. I've used them for doodling, some doodling art, and in coloring in some stamped images. So I think the easiest one for me to show you with is the red, and I've used that quite a bit. Let's see. No, actually, I'm going to use orange. Okay. So I'm going to take orange right out of the box. It's dry, okay? And I'm going to color the orange inside the, color the heart inside of the baby, the onesie. I'm just going to color half so you can see how it works, okay? And then I'm going to take my watercolor brush. There's so much color still left on that. Anyways. Take a watercolor brush so you can have an idea of how well it, you know, how you would use it. Again, I'm no watercolor expert, and this is probably the wrong brush because I don't have a lot of control here. But as you can see, if you wanted to, and here's another way, this is the way that I found easiest for me. If you're doing large areas, to just, and there you have it. You know, it's kind of like a stick of paint, watercolor paint. So now this is watercolor paper, which means it absorbs differently than it would cardstock. Okay. Now, let's see what it looks like on the cardstock. Now mind you, this is already wet, so we'll use this side. And I'm not sure if I'm doing this any justice, but as you can see, it's darkest when the paper is already moistened. That's your darkest color, your darkest effect. But it obviously blends better or has a lot more movement when it gets wet. Now with cardstock, you don't have the ability to wet. It's only, you can only get it but so wet before it becomes, this is double-sided or one-sided cardstock, but you can only get it so wet before it becomes an issue. And before the fibers become loosened. I think that's the term I'm looking for. So you can't move it around a lot. You can't move the color around a lot. And so that's that. So let's try the paint sticks. And I'm sure I'm not doing this a lot of justice, but I think you can get a feel of the type of projects you can use these on just by what you see here. So let's move on to blue here. So this is what it comes out. This is how the paint sticks come. Okay. And it feels kind of like a crayon, but it has a shiny coating on the outside, so I'm gonna assume that there's some form of wax. So now I'm gonna, it glides on very smoothly, and you get the same look as if it was a crayon. However, you do not need to apply any pressure. Like, I'm very lightly going around here. I haven't done much with these. One thing that my son has done when I took him out the packages is he worked on one of his class projects, and so he liked them. I think he liked the fact that that they were thick and they were fat, and he didn't have to apply pressure to them. But let's just see what happens when we put a little bit of water on cardstock on here. Let's just see what happens. It does spread a little. It does blend a little. So they're called paint sticks because they act as paint on paper. Now, with watercoloring, you know, you're not really going to go for the in the lines look. That isn't really what watercoloring is all about. It is about getting an image, but it's not really the fine detailed art. It has its own appeal. So I think if you enjoy watercoloring, or if you enjoy mixed media, that this might be something you would enjoy. Let's take a look at this. Now, that's on white cardstock, so that's the effect you get with white cardstock. Okay, and that is the paint stick. And this is watercolor. Now let's try the paint stick on the watercolor paper. Okay, I'm just going to do a little piece of this just to move this along. As I can hear my son in the background, and he's probably looking for a snack. And there's only a matter of time before he's in this video or you hear him chiming in somewhere around here. So that's mom life, guys. That's mom's life. I shall not complain. Okay, so let's see what we get when we do this on watercolor paper. Now this does, I like that it sits on top of the paper a little bit better. You have the ability to play with this a little bit more. And so if you wanted to stamp an image and use the paint sticks with a brush that gave you a little bit more control, you do have the ability of using it kind of, I mean, if they had a better color variety, then you probably could use it as you would watercolor. Now, for those of you who are experienced, I'm sure you could use any medium out there and make it look good. So it's for those of us who are limited in our experience that we have to kind of rely on the tried and true products that come with high recommendations. But for me personally, I once heard an artist say that it really is not the tools that make the artist. It is what the artist does with the tools that makes the art. So that being said, here is the paint sticks on watercolor paper, blended, and this is the paint stick on cardstock. Okay, your basic cardstock. So I hope this has helped somebody. And for the price that they sell these at in the Dollar General, you know, if they do come out with some more colors, I'll be sure to pick them up. And lastly, another item that we typically keep on hand, because, you know, Josh oftentimes has school projects, and he's not a crayon type of kid. If he can just slap some paint on something and, you know, some glitter glue or something and some string, he's good. But Crayola has a really nice watercolor paint as well. This is Crayola, and I think it's $1.99 at the Dollar General. And so between these three products, I like to do a little bit of stamping and make my own little embellishments and cutouts, or no, not cutouts, what do you want to call it? Die cuts, excuse me, die cuts. I put die cuts on top of, you know, on my cards and so on and so forth. And I like to make doodle art, you know. So there you have it. Hope this helps you. I hope this has inspired you to stop over to the store and pick up some art supplies to add to your craft arsenal. And if you have some different products, maybe from Family Dollar or something like that, feel free to drop me a comment below and let me know how you use your budget-friendly art supplies and craft supplies. All right? And so until we're back here again on YouTube, as always, stay encouraged, stay blessed, and stay creative and crafty. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.